What is up, guys? It's your boy PrinceRichi back again with another video. Today we're doing a tier list. Now, a lot of you guys want to know, what the best and the worst characters are and why. And I'm here to tell you right now who I think are the best and who I think are the worst. Now, before I start this video, only 3% of you guys are subscribed. 3%! That is crazy. So if you're watching this video right now and maybe you've seen some of my other videos, or you feel like you've enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to the channel right now. I'll give you a second. Subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. I'm gonna go from worst to best. For me personally, I think nobody deserves to be in D. I don't really think anyone is a D character. Every character is pretty much good. Everyone is viable. You can use them in ranked and do well as long as you learn them. It's like Naruto, for example. Like, there were characters that were way better than other ones, but you could beat someone with literally every single character, except maybe Shuriken or puppets. Fair enough, those ones are kind of weird. But every character, for example, in Naruto was really good, If you knew the combos, you knew the ultimate jutsu cancels, you were Gucci. I think it's the same thing with this game. So we're gonna skip past D, go straight to C. For C, personally, I'm just gonna put Murata. I think that's his name. I don't know everyone's name, I'm not gonna lie. But this dude, he is decent. He's not a slow character like I said. But there's nothing special about his character. There's nothing interesting, nothing really good about his character. If you use him as a support, one thing I noticed is I used him as a support one time, he is terrible. Bro, he literally does one hit or like 2 hits. I think his support is like 1-hit move. It's so bad. So definitely Murata is one of the worst. Aside from that, I don't really think anyone else is C tier. I think he's the worst when it comes to that department. But again, like I said, he's still viable. Let's move on to B. Someone in B is definitely Zenitsu. The reason I put Zenitsu in B is because, number one, his block skill is not very good. What I mean by that is it's mad fast, but damn, the punish frames on that are different. And it's just one hit. It's not like, for example, I don't know, Giyu has like a whole bunch of like frames it can hit you in, or what's a good example? Rengoku has 2 little hits that he does boom boom that can hit you. Rui's one is like a little like ball thing that expands, so that has multiple hits as well. This one's just one hit, very, very punishable. And it only gives you a red combo. Another thing is his neutral skill is also very punishable. If you get hit with the neutral skill, get ready to be punished. But he's also viable, like I said, because his damage output is very good. His damage output is really good. If you learn his combos, you could definitely do a lot of damage with him. But his first hit is quite slow. It's like a shoulder charge, I believe. That is very slow. And his his tilt, his heavy attack, is not very good as well. It's like a straight line, and he doesn't even advance with it. So I also wouldn't recommend using that. That's why I put him in B. Next up in B, we have this girl. She's just very meaty, I'm not gonna lie. She's very floaty. She has a lot of good attacks that give her hit prio, but other than that, she doesn't really do anything. She's not hard hitting and doesn't have mad defense, I think. So I just put her in B, pretty meaty. Another person I put in B is this dude. He's okay. Okay. His little waterfall thing is quite fast, decent, but he's okay. A lot of things have changed from my top 5 thing. I know you're probably wondering like, huh? But what about your top 5? Shut up, okay? This is with the demons. I don't know, like I said, it's like they're not bad, but the other characters are just better. You understand? Like, just because the characters in B or C doesn't make them a bad character, it just means they're not the best. That characters are better than them. So that's why I'll put him in B. Another character I put in B is definitely Inosuke. Bro is very 50-50. If you know what you're doing, he's good. If you don't, he's not very good. The only good thing about this guy's combo, the only good thing is his up skill or moving skill. That's it. Because his moving skill is disgusting, number one, for like the amount of like range and hits. Bro, the up skill has like 7 hits at like different intervals, and if you get hit by any one of them, it's a blue combo. So that's a bit stupid. That's why I put him in B. Other than that, his R2 scores are very impressive, pretty predictable. His first hit isn't mad fast or anything, and his range isn't disgusting, so I put him in B. Maybe Shinobu? Yeah, I put Shinobu in B. I'm putting Shinobu in B. You're probably like, what, dude? Why you put Shinobu in B? Okay, number one, I know the best player in the world uses Shinobu. That doesn't mean she's S. I'm putting her B because even though she has a great kit, she's pretty hard to use.
Give me a break.
If you know Shinobu has ever beaten me, ever, people that use Shinobu suck ass. Shinobu is a skill-based character. The reason I'm putting her in B is because, yes, even though the best player in the world uses her, he's the best player in the world for a reason. Or she, I don't know. But that person is the best player in the world for a reason. They could pick up any one of these characters and make them look S. Shinobu is B because her kit is, number one, very low damage, and you need to learn her combos. So many of her strings of her skill usages can be blocked if you don't do it correctly. If you don't chain it, if you don't know your combo, it will get blocked 100%. Compare that to somebody like Rengoku, where at any part of his combo, you could just press triangle and it will connect. That's not the same case for Shinobu. And you have to make sure to utilize her poison to be effective. Because if you don't, she's not very effective. So you need to know where to build that into the combo as well. Because if you hit somebody mid-combo or something like that, you need to know when to use the poison to finish off your combo typically. Or if it's maybe a red combo, you need to know that you have to use it a bit earlier than later at what hit, you know. So it's very risky. That's why I'm putting her in B. She's okay, but she's very skill-based. Now let's move on to A. The first person I'm going to put in A is this old man. This old man is A, okay? Number one, because of his traps. They're not very hard to bypass, but I think his traps are very, number one, high damage, and you can combo into them. Even though they're red bar, I think it's still very good. You can cheese with him on people that are pretty bad at the game. So he's a very cheesy character. Number two, his damage is very good. And all of his skills are, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at when I use them. His little circle thing, his little moving skill, moves up and down, and you can combo into it perfectly. Unfortunately, it is a juggle. I don't really like juggles like that because in this game, for some reason, they're kind of easy to drop. Like, if you don't know your timing, you can drop them. I'll definitely put him in A because all of his skills are good. Like his triangle, I think that's that double thing. It's super good. And you can combo into it because it has stun frames and you can go into your ultimate from there. So he is a very good character, I'm not gonna lie. A dude that knows how to play this character is just dangerous. Dangerous. The second person I'm going to put into A is Hinokami Tanjiro. I'm putting Hinokami Tanjiro in A because, fair enough, his up skill is the only good thing about him. His neutral skill is useless. I'm gonna be honest. His neutral skill is useless, but you don't need it. You can use it in some situations, you don't need it. The thing about him is, number one, his damage is, his damage is good. Really good, okay? Number two, his first hit, his hit priority is mad high. He has one of the best hit priorities in the game. His attacks are so fast. If you push back and hit him with Tanjiro, it's more likely that he will 100% get the hit. You could just mash with him, honestly, and you'll be doing good. You just have to know how to combo with the up combo. Also his grab, I think, is the the most range grab in the game, which is also something very noteworthy. And yeah, generally this character is just really good. If you put Hinokami Tanjiro against anyone in B, he is beating them easily. So yeah, I put him in A. The other person I put in A is definitely Rengoku. He does have low defense, but all his combos hit hard. All of his combos hit hard. He is insanely easy to use. The only maybe minus thing about him is, apart from his defense, is that he has to use a lot of bars to do most of his damage. Well, bars regenerate quite quickly, so I would say he is very, very, very good. Rengoku is easily top tier. His ultimate is mad far range. I have a clip, it was so funny. See?
Fuck, I'm dead.
How does he even jump that far?
This don't make sense.
I did not think that it would go that
No
far.
sense.
I'm
2
not
meters.
gonna lie.
That's like 2 fucking meters, bro.
It was so funny when we just saw the extent of his range. It is disgusting. His first hit is not mad good, but with Rengoku it doesn't really matter. Another person I'm putting into A is Rui. Rui is stupid, okay? Rui is stupid. Now you know why Rui is stupid? I'm putting in A because he has one of the most broken abilities in the game, L1 abilities, demon abilities. His moving L1 is stupid. Not only do I think that you're able to dodge ultimates with it, like negate ultimates like you can do with boost, with akaza, but his L1 has invincibility frames, so it can go through attacks. You can punish it. My boy Jaden doesn't know yet. I'm not sure if I want to tell him because I had some intense tests with him last night. But if Rui, for example, does his triple like air like projectiles, all Akaza has to do is press L1 and you go straight to him and punishes him. Number one, the range is disgusting, and I haven't even gone to the first part yet. He has invincibility frames, his range is disgusting, and the startup frames for the move are disgusting. But also, he's plus on his moving L1. Not neutral, not minus, he's plus. For those of you who are like not that well versed in fighting games, what plus means is that he can press a button, he can move before you can move. If he does his L1 and you both press square at the same time, he will hit you before you hit him, depending on which character you are. But yeah, most of the time, typically, he will hit you before you will hit him after his L1 on block, by the way. So you're blocking, he does L1, he'll be able to go straight into a combo. So, purely based off that, if you go against a good Akaza, it's Raps. Because he can use his L1 and just F you in the A. It combos and it gives you a yellow bar, which is average, where he can get mad damage because he does a lot of damage, and he can use his L1 to engage or disengage from ults if he wants to. Now this is hard. I don't know if any of these other characters should go into A or if they should go into S, and I'm gonna explain. Let me start with Giyu because he's number one, the person I think that for me is the only person that I'm not sure about. For Giyu, the thing is, number one, his counter is broken, especially on pushback, because it's not mad punishable, not like an R2 block move, like typical one. It's really like not punishable. Like, your timing has to be good to punish it pretty much. It's lenient, but still. Number one, his counter off pushback, they need to fix pushback. Like, he's OP purely because of pushback. His counter is OP because after pushback you can go straight into counter. Most of the time it will hit and he gets a blue combo off of it, a blue combo. That's easily 60% of your health off of that blue combo without ult, That is 60% of your health. With ult, that's maybe like 80%. maybe 80%. So, off of one counter, by the way, maybe level 2 ult, that's 80%. I wouldn't be mad if I wouldn't be surprised if a Giyu took 80% of my life bar off a level 2 counter move, and I had no subs. So, for that reason, I'd put him in S. But you can also debate that if you learn his counter, he is easily A. But purely because of the threat of his counter, I put it in S. It's just too dangerous. If you go against a guy that's really good, but you learn his counter, you learn Giyu's counter, he's definitely A, maybe even B. Because other than that, his skills on very high damage, and his first hit isn't mad good. His up skill is very good, you know, definitely above average, but nothing crazy. But just because of his counter and pushback, I definitely put him in S. Number 2, Nezuko. Why is Nezuko in S? Because number 1, her hit priority is amazing, her damage is amazing, and her neutral skill is amazing. She has a really disgusting tactic where you can do push block into R2 move, and it does that little animation. And unless the opponent backdashes, I believe, it will hit like 99.9% of the time, which is also really good. But yeah, her as a support and as a use, like as a main, is really, really good. Enough said. Tanjiro, I just realized yesterday how much damage Tanjiro does. Number 1, his hit prio is really good, but his damage is different. Why is his damage so high? And he has good defense. But why is his damage so high? I might have to pick him up again. I didn't even realize this. But yeah, his damage is really good, his neutral skill is really good, and his up skill is really good. However, his up skill doesn't combo, which is really weird. So if you're on a combo, boom, 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 then you do the up skill and you try to continue it, it doesn't connect. But to contradict that, you can do a reset with it, and then maybe go into grab or guard pressure. I don't know how good guard pressure is since pushbacks, but yeah, you can do that. So Tanjiro is definitely S, one of the best characters in the game. Last but not least, the best character in the game. Number 1. Rui is number 1. And you have to read this backwards, I guess, sorry. Number 1, Rui. Why is Rui best in the game? I made a whole video on it, bro. Go and watch it. But just to break it down real quick, his hit priority is the best in the game. His neutral string has the most range in the game. His neutral string is the best in the game. Let's just say that. His square is the best in the game. That's what string is. His neutral string is the best in the game. You can barely push back against it. And even if you do push back against it and try to click neutral attack, you're getting hit. His L1 is mad good because even if he gets hit while using it, it will still go off and catch the opponent off guard, and you can go into a full combo off of it, which easily does 40%. His R1 tracks the opponent, his L1 tracks the opponent. He's a great zoner, so he can keep you away from him, and he's a demon, so he can regenerate health when he goes into awakening. His boost, and his Surge is OP. Yeah. So he has the best hit priority, his combos are amazing, and he's never punishable. Try to punish him, I dare you. Try to punish him in any aspect, and you won't be able to find one. The only punish you can do is with his L1. If he messes up, by the way, if he messes up and uses his L1 while you're blocking, then you can punish him. Other than that, you're never punishing him. The only thing you could do to punish him is maybe with akaza, use his L1 after his projectiles, and that's only if you're using akaza. So if you're not using akaza, don't even think about it. That is why Rui is the best character in the game. Anyway, that's my tier list. You know, if you don't agree with anything, just leave it in the comments, tell me why. I'd love to talk to you about it. But anyway, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. Let's at least bring that 3% up to a 10%. And yeah, I'm out.
I'm stuffing enchiladas up just Modelo. Damn, we Sopranos. Bitch, booty pulled on my fist like a Thanos. Hey, what the fuck is up? Nigga, fuck your bitch, rubber continent butt. I'm fucking on a clip and labia. What the fuck, I be faded, bro. This need to be my heater. It's up to my casita. I'm fucking on this belly dancing bitch, her name is Shiva. I'm fucking on this porn star bitch, her name is Nova. I stole the Coca-Cola, but nigga, this no soda. I shove it up in Oster, the fucker in a poker. Tu mama quiere las salchichas, Eddie and pelotas. Tu mama es la chica, come fotos, estas jotas. I'm stuffing enchiladas up my booty on the rope on your beat.
I ain't tryna be on man, I be counting all these racks. I ain't tryna hold hands, new block, new grip. Little nigga, raise your hands. I be hitting all these lips, my finesse you out your bands. I just bought the bitch, it's already tear, I just shot the bitch. I don't think I need it, I'ma leave her, I'ma drop the bitch. Might buy 2 cent and paint the outside chocolate. I'ma talk all this shit, cause niggas know I'm about this shit. Too many hoes, bitch, I'm finna get in trouble. I got 2 big bags and I'm finna make them double. Going too damn fast, zooming in the space shuttle. I just broke your bitch, and I ain't tryna cut. Shoulda named me on how I'm working on this rig. Bitch, keep your legs closed, only saw my dick. Pull up to the crib, I don't do no naked pics. Shout out to them niggas down, fuck with